Hello, everyone. It is morning here. We've had a lot of rain, which is great. I don't have to water my plants out there. Everything's coming up, and love it. My peas are 5 feet tall. Yes, doing great. I love it. There's two different kinds in there I saw, and ah, spring. What a beautiful time of year, right? And then we have Mother's Day coming up, so I dressed up a little. See, my little. I made that myself. This is cedar wood that I carved into a hairpin and then added on my own little things here. Yes, yeah. I like these kind of hair ornaments. Yes. Anywho, real quick, so there is, come across it because it's on my feed on Facebook, so of course. So there is this cruise ship. What I heard is that 40 passengers now have escaped. Okay, I don't know if it's true or not. Probably they're in the water somewhere, and I don't know. Because there's this hantavirus that is going through the passengers, and a story's out there again. I mean, dear Lord, haven't people learned anything about the posts on Facebook where if you really want to know what's going on, then you got to go and dig a little deeper, right? Yes? So, from all the information that I gathered, there's an older couple on that cruise ship that contracted a rare strain, the Andes strain or something. And they brought that hantavirus, that particular strain, onto the cruise ship. It's not that there are rats and mice or whatever on the cruise ship that then I don't know, got into the food on the utensils or whatever that then they ingested, which most hantaviruses are. You get it in that way, right? Yes, and it's most people who get hantavirus, it's not said. Yeah, it's okay. So you get sick, but you get well again. But this isn't that kind. It's a different one and then and it doesn't transmit. That other hantavirus does not transmit from human to human by air. Yes, so there is that. It's not that one. If it were that one, then yeah, it wouldn't be a big deal, right? But it's not that one. It's the other one where other passengers can get infected, right? Just by talking, coughing, okay? It's transmitted. That particular strain is transmitted from person to person. That's what they found on that cruise ship. And so here's my thing. Either way, so there is this hantavirus they found. They're concerned and tell everyone you can't go nowhere. You're going to have to stay here. We're going to have to wait it out. And it sounds like that's going to take weeks. Sounded like it's taking weeks. Well, okay. If it is just that regular hantavirus, then nobody has to worry about anything as long as the people who have it are quarantined on the boat, right? Yes? Okay, so there it is. It's not like they're going to starve them to death out there, right? So your vacation is being extended. Just saying. If it's the other one, then surely all the people on that cruise ship aren't going to want to get out and infect a whole bunch of more people, right? Yes? Yeah. Well, the other thing too, why not, what it comes to mind, why not, build a quarantine station on land? Well, why do that? You already have the cruise ship. It's perfectly well quarantined out on the sea. I'm just saying. Why are people making such a big deal out of it? I mean, it is what it is. And then passengers escaping. Are you serious? Gosh, have people become so selfish out there? Idiots. Just saying. Either way, I think it's being handled in the right way, and I'm sure that that anybody that is getting sick will get proper uh, 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 medical treatment. So, hello. But again, the people out there commenting this, that's just drill and sawdust comes out. This is not such a difficult situation to understand, and then act accordingly. And the behavior should be accordingly, and the comments should be accordingly. Yes? Okay, so there's that story. So it's a rare strain. It is passed from person to person. No, it wasn't caused on the ship. It was an elderly couple who most likely brought it onto the ship. Done. So, there it is. Then I saw another one. Oh. So, President Trump, and I guess all his followers. So, there's this blockade in the sea close to Iran. First of all, and then the comments again on that, on how, oh, they disabled two more cargo ships or something. Well, they just disabled the boats. So what? Yes? Seems to be a pretty non-violent approach to me, without killing a whole bunch of people and on disciplining a country, and not just Iran, the whole of Middle East. They've been so unruly about so many different things. Come on now, people. Really? Do you want to keep living with terrorism? People are sleepers in all them countries all over the world just to wait to go and bomb themselves up amongst a whole bunch of people? Come on now. Can we just become a bit more reasonable here? It's a good thing that's happening right now. Telling them, well, you know what? You want to do this stuff in your country? Fine. But you're not doing it around the world anymore. Here it is. Get rid of those weapons that don't belong in the hands of children. And these governments, all in the Middle East, are acting like kids, not like adults. And they got dangerous weapons in their hands. And, just for religious reasons, in this day and age, to go and bomb people up, this and that. I don't know. I have no idea why they're actually doing it. One doesn't want to believe Islam has anything to do with it. But you know what? I've kind of given up on the idea that Islam doesn't have anything to do with it. I'm just saying. Okay. So, no, I'm perfectly fine with that. And then there's people again in the comments. Well, what are we doing in other countries, to go and blockade this? It's international waters, you idiots. Go read up on it and, get the proper information. So many dumb people out there are sprouting so much nonsense in the comments. Ugh. Gosh, it's embarrassing. Anyway, so, which just proves if you're too much on the internet, your intelligence doesn't improve. The last one, if I remember it, I'll say after I'm done reading here. Okay, so let's get going. Again, this isn't about wanting to be politically involved or this or that. I'm talking about common sense. If you want to be a part of all that and have something to say, make sure you're informed properly and not spreading a bunch of nonsense, because there's so many people out there who want to follow that nonsense. Who do follow that nonsense? Oh yeah, did you hear? Oh, and it's because this and that. Because they're not willing to go and do their own research. Okay. Well, then be a dummy and follow a dumb ram over the cliff. Anyway. So we are in the book of Jeremiah 50. Prophecy against Babylon. Okay, more prophecies against this, against that. We already knew that. Okay, but we're on 50. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. Oh, thank God. The word that Yahweh spoke against Babylon, against the country of the Chaldeans, through the prophet Jeremiah. The fall of Babylon and the liberation of Israel. Yes, my throat's still scratchy. Yeah, I'm still getting over it. My nose pretty good, but my coughing is still not quite where it should be. My regular coughing. Yeah. Announce it to the nations, proclaim it, hoist the signal and proclaim it, making no secret of it. Say, Babylon is captured, Bel disgraced, Marduk shattered, her idols are disgraced, her obscenities shattered. For a nation is marching on her from the north to turn her country into a desert. No one will live there any more. Human and animal have fled and gone. I wonder why they call a country sometimes her, and then they call it a country sometimes his, uh, as if a country has some kind of a gender attached to it. That's so weird. Oh, I can't say what I. No, let's not do that. No, not saying it. In those days and at that time, the people of Israel will return, they and the people of Judah. I thought they were all destroyed. Oh, no, no, no. There were always a few left, even though he was going to destroy them all. They will come weeping in search of Yahweh their God. They will ask the way to Zion and turn their faces towards her. Come, let us bind ourselves to Yahweh by an everlasting covenant never to be forgotten. I would say that the people that survived were always trying to follow God's guidance. But when you're in a country suddenly where you're being held captive and as slaves, in order to survive, you do what? Pretend. Yes? So I've no doubt that the ones that survived and came, if there were any, coming back to Israel, are the ones that kept their faith. That's what I believe. They will ask the way to Zion, and their faces towards her. Come, let us hear her again. Come, let us bind ourselves to Yahweh by an everlasting covenant, never to be forgotten. Oh, again, another covenant. Well, there you go. Gosh, how many covenants do these people need? The first one should have been good enough. Lost sheep, such were my people. Their shepherds led them astray. The mountains misled them. From mountain to hill they went, forgetful of their fold. Whoever came across them devoured them. Their enemies said, we are not to blame, since they have sinned against Yahweh, the home of justice, against Yahweh, the hope of their ancestors. Wow, you know what? What did I say about Islam? Doesn't it kind of sound like it? Don't they act kind of in the same way? We're infidels, right? Even though they say, oh, no, 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 we're not. No, it's still like that. I believe it is still like that, okay? If you're not a Muslim out there amongst Muslims, I guarantee you they're going to look at you differently, right? Yes? Why? I'm just saying. I'm not against. You can have your religion, but don't throw that in my face. I said the head coverings of the women that live in this country, in the United States or otherwise around the world, don't do that. Because the death toll of innocent people that is attached to Islam, it's too great in this day and age. It's too great. Don't do that. Take those head coverings off. Wear them at home. You're not wearing them because, you want to keep the sun off your head. I said, no, it's not about acceptance. It's about, hey, how long are you willing to be out there hurting people? Hurting people's feelings? Anyway. Escape from Babylon. Oh, wait. We are not to blame, since they have sinned against Yahweh, the home of justice, against Yahweh, the hope of their ancestors. As I said, what an excuse to kill people, no matter who it is. Escape from Babylon. Leave the country of the Chaldeans. Be like he-goats leading the sheep. For look, I shall raise a league of mighty nations to attack Babylon. I don't know why they bring sheep and goats in here. That, again, God would never use his creations that are perfectly fine and great, because that's what he said. Everything's good. When he created all the animals, this and that, everything's good. Then why use the temperament of an animal, right? Okay, I used the ram, right? Yes, okay. Uh, so I shouldn't do that either. I should eat my words there. But I'm a human, right? Yes, okay. But God would never use his own creations against and the behavior against human beings. As if, right? Unless it is meant as in, you know, animals have their behavior in their specific groups and don't act like them. They have a reason to act like that, but you don't. As a human being, you don't have a reason to act like sheep or goats. Yes? Yeah? Okay. Escape from Babylon. Leave the country of the Chaldeans. Be like he goats leading the sheep. Oh, for look, I shall raise a league of mighty nations to attack Babylon from the land of the north. They will take up position against her. By them she will be taken. Their arrows, like an experienced soldier's, never return in vain. Chaldea will be plundered. All her blunders will be satisfied, Yahweh declares. Rejoice, have your triumph, you plunderers of my heritage. Be playful like a heifer let out the grass. Neigh like stallions. But your mother is covered with shame, disgraced in the woman who bore you. She's the last of nations now. A desert, a parched land, a wasteland. Because of Yahweh's anger, no one will live there anymore. She will become a total solitude. All who pass by Babylon will be appalled and whistle at the sight of all her wounds. Take position against Babylon. Surround her, all you who bend to bow. Shoot at her. Do not spare your arrows, for she has sinned against Yahweh. Raise the war cry against her from all sides. She surrenders. Her bastions fall. Her walls collapse. This is Yahweh's vengeance. Take revenge on her. Treat her as she has treated others. Deprive Babylon of the man who sows, of the man who wields the sickle at harvest. You know, this does not come from our heavenly parent. Yes, come on now, listen to this. This is man-made. A man wrote that. I have no doubt. Nothing to do with God. And you know what? I don't think it was Jeremiah either. Away from the devastation sword. Let everyone return to his own people. Let everyone flee to his own country. And I said, I studied a little bit on Islam. Right? I studied a little bit about Muhammad. Israel was a straying sheep pursued by lions. First, the king of Assyria devoured him, and latterly Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, crunched his bones. So Yahweh Sabaoth, God of Israel, says this, Look, I shall punish the king of Babylon and his country as I punished the king of Assyria. Also, we got to remember, where did this all take place? Why does some of this sound so violent with the approval of Allah? Where did some of this here in the Bible actually come from? I started reading the Quran, and I started reading it, and I'm going, man, that sounds like the Bible. It's just about exactly the same thing. I started reading the first part of the Quran. I'm going, that's like Genesis. Yeah, interesting. Just saying. I will bring Israel back to his pastures, to browse on Carmel and Bashan, on the highlands of Ephraim and in Gilead, and he will be satisfied in those days and at the time, Yahweh declares. You may look for Israel's guilt, it will not be there. For Judah's sins you will not find them, for I shall pardon the remnant that I leave. Huh. That's interesting. Wow, this is a long one. Do I even have time? The fall of Babylon proclaimed to Jerusalem. March on the country of Merathaim, march on it and on the inhabitants of Pekod. Slaughter and curse with destruction every last one of them. Yahweh declares, carry out my orders to the letter. The din of battle fills the country, immense destruction. How utterly shattered the hammer of the whole world. What a thing of horror Babylon has become throughout the nations. I set a snare for you, Babylon. You were cut before you knew it. You have been found and overpowered for having defied Yahweh. Yahweh has opened his armory and taken out the weapons of his fury. For Lord Yahweh Sabaoth has work to do in the country of the Chaldeans. Fall on her from every side. Open her granaries. Pile her in heaps. Curse her with destruction until nothing is left of her. Slaughter all her bulls. Down the slaughterhouse with them. Disaster on them. Their day has come, their time for being punished. Listen, fugitives and runaways from the country of Babylon. Arrive in Zion and proclaim the revenge of Yahweh our God, a revenge for this temple. The sin of arrogance. Call up the archers against Babylon, all you who bent the bow. Invest her on all sides, leave her no way of escape. Repay her as her deeds deserve. Treat her as she has treated others, for she was arrogant to Yahweh, to the Holy One of Israel. And so, in her squares, her young men will fall, and all her fighting men will perish. That day, Yahweh declares. My quarrel is with you, arrogance, Lord Yahweh Sabaoth declares. Your day has come, the time for me to punish you. Arrogance will stumble, she will fall, no one will lift her up. I shall set fire to her towns, and it will devour all around it. Yahweh, the Redeemer of Israel. Yahweh Sabaoth says this, the people of Israel are oppressed, and the people of Judah too. All their captors hold them fast. They will not let them go. But their Redeemer is strong. Yahweh Sabaoth is his name. He will take up their cause to give our country rest, but make the inhabitants of Babylon tremble. A sword against the Chaldeans, Yahweh declares, against the inhabitants of Babylon, against her princes and her sages. A sword against her diviners, may they lose their wits. A sword against her warriors, may they panic. A sword against her horses, her chariots, and the conglomeration of people inside her. May they be like women. A word against her treasure, may they be plundered. Drought on her waters, may they dry up, for it is a country of idols, and they are mad about those boogies of theirs. Hence wild cats and jackals will live there, and ostriches make their home there. Ostriches. Ha! She will never again be inhabited forever, but remain uninhabited age after age, as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah and their neighboring towns, Yahweh declares. Sodom and Gomorrah again, interesting. No one will live there anymore. No human beings settle there again. The enemy from the north and the lion of Jordan. Look, a people is coming from the north, a mighty nation from the far ends of the earth. Many kings are stirring. They are armed with bow and spear. They are cruel and pitiless. Their noise is like the roaring of the sea. They ride horses, rode as one man to fight you. Daughter of Babylon, the king of Babylon, has heard the news. His hands fall limp. Anguish has seized him, pain like that of a woman in labor. Look, I'm not going to say anything to that one now. Don't said it so many times. Look like a lion, he climbs to the thickets of the Jordan, to the perennial pasture. In a flash I shall make them run away, and there appoint someone I shall choose. For who is there like me, who can hale me into court? Name me the shepherd who can stand up to me. So now hear the plan that Yahweh has laid against Babylon, the schemes he has in mind against the country of the Chaldeans. It seems like, according to this whole thing, God just kind of playing a game. He created a game that he can play. This is terrible. This is not God. Against the country of the Chaldeans. They will certainly be dragged away like the smallest in the flock. Their pastures will certainly be sacked before their eyes. The earth quakes at the sound of Babylon's capture, and the shouting echoes through the nations. That's the end of 50. That's a long one. Well, anyway, again, you cannot tell me these are the words that Yahweh declares. I do not believe that. I do not believe that for a moment. That goes against so much on how, first of all, the Ten Commandments work. The other thing, too, I have experienced Heavenly Parent, Spirit World, in my life, all my life, every day and night, on a very personal, intimate level, on a personal level, on an individual level. And here, people think that God's just going to throw all that out the window, start all this warring and destruction because the kings aren't following him, or because he's not the king of everything, because the people kind of turn to their kings? Really? No, God's not like that. People are like that. Governments are like that. Yes, leaders are like that. Willing to take the chance for I don't know how many people to be killed for their own gain. Yes? Alright, I'm just saying. God's not like that. God knows every one of us. God works with every one of us willing on our individual level. God would never be a part of a mass grave. Never. Ever. Or the destruction of any country. Never, ever. Not happening. Gotta go. Running out of time. May Heavenly Parent bless and protect you, guide you, embrace you with love. Eldridge, my dearest brother in faith, I hope you're feeling better. Yes, and are back where you back to where you live, rather than in the hospital. Yes, yeah, okay. Let's keep praying. And I will talk to you another time.